Hello Grace. How can I help you today?
Well, I wanted to see you to check about my fillings. I'm very worried about them.
Okay. What are you worried about?
I'm a bit concerned about the mercury leaching out. You know, from the fillings. I work in a health food store and I was reading about them, how dangerous they are.
What you're saying is quite common. Many people worry about mercury fillings. Actually, there is no proof that mercury fillings are harmful. However, problems can occur underneath old fillings without being noticed.
What do you mean?
Decay can hide under fillings and cracks in teeth.
Oh, I didn't know that. Surely it would be better to have the fillings out, then?
There are certainly disadvantages of leaving the fillings in. As I mentioned, decay can be hidden under the fillings. Also, mercury fillings are one of the factors of teeth cracking.
I see. I don't imagine that there are any reasons to leave them in.
Well, there are some advantages of replacing the mercury fillings with tooth-colored fillings. Firstly, it's easier to see cracks in teeth which have been filled with tooth-colored fillings.
Sorry, I don't understand. It doesn't make sense at all.
I understand what you mean. It does seem strange, but with the tooth-colored fillings you can see any problems starting more easily if there is any staining around the edges. Any staining means that the seal between the tooth and the filling is breaking down. That tells us straight away that something needs to be done.
I would have thought it would be easier to see problems with silver fillings.
No. Silver fillings tarnish and corrode, so it's much more difficult to identify when there is a problem. The second advantage with replacing silver fillings is that teeth which are filled with tooth-colored fillers are stronger than amalgam-filled teeth.
Why is that?
It's because of the different way that the filling materials are used. Amalgam fillings are packed into the tooth without any adhesive. The newer tooth-colored fillings are glued in, so that when you chew, the force is distributed evenly around the tooth.
Well, that has to be better. And what about the silver fillings? They're not safe, are they? I've read lots of articles which say that they cause all sorts of health problems.
Actually, there's no proof that mercury fillings are harmful. Many people have mercury fillings for years and years without any adverse effects. As I said before, there's no proof that mercury leaches out of silver fillings. However, dental problems can occur under the fillings.
That's interesting. I really think I'd be happier to have all the fillings replaced by new ones. What are my options?
Okay, I'll explain your options now. We can replace the old fillings with composites. Inlays or one-lays.
Oh right. I didn't realize that there were several choices. What are the differences between them?
I'll talk about composites first. They are tooth-colored fillings. I won't have to drill the tooth first as the composite fills the space and sticks to the tooth. Composite fillings are used to repair the front and the back teeth.
So, like a silver filling, but you don't have to drill the tooth. Does it take a long time to put in the composites?
No, it can usually be done in one appointment and takes half an hour to an hour.
Sounds easy. What about the other options you talked about?
I'll talk about porcelain inlays now. If your filling is very large or you want to have a very strong, hard-wearing filling, then an inlay is usually recommended. Inlays are often used for back teeth because they are stronger and can withstand the increased pressure of chewing.
Okay. So, still a filling but for a larger area. How long do inlays take to do?
It's a bit more complicated than a composite filling. During the first appointment, I take an impression of the tooth which I send to a dental technician, who makes a model of the tooth. The model is made of porcelain which is very strong. You'll need to come back for a second appointment to have the inlay glued in.
Right, that makes sense. What about the last option?
The last option are one-lays. They are similar to inlays in that a porcelain mixture is used, but the difference is that one-lays are used if one or more of the cusps of a tooth need to be filled.
Sorry, I don't understand what you mean by cusps.
The cusps are the pointed bits on the chewing teeth.
Okay, I see. Well, look, I've got 9 silver fillings which I want to have removed. Can I have them all replaced at once? I think I'd like to have the whole thing sorted in one go.
I understand your concerns about the silver fillings, but it's better to remove amalgams as they cause problems, rather than all at once. That's because you have the most exposure to mercury when the fillings are removed and the fillings react with the air.
Oh, I didn't realize that. When do dentists usually decide to remove the fillings then?
Dentists usually consider removing amalgam fillings if people grind their teeth, or if there are signs of decay.
Will I be able to claim anything back from the health fund?
I can't really advise you about that. Most of the health funds will give you a refund. It's best to phone your own health fund and check.
All right. I'll phone my health fund and ask them. Well, thank you for explaining the options to me.
I know it's difficult to make a choice. The best advice I can give you is to have regular checkups, so I can monitor the situation and advise you when the fillings should be replaced.
Yes, I'll do that, and in the meantime I'll check with the health fund about refunds.